there, and this is Auntie again. Yup, it sure is. Today I am going to be doing a couple of emails that I received in my inbox of some of my nieces and nephews who have real life 90-day fiancé stories. 'Cause everybody needs a sweet old auntie, right? Having one, it just would be nice. 'Cause everybody needs a sweet old auntie, right? So welcome to Auntie's Advice. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you. Thank you so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been with me for the long haul, thank you so much for your continued support and for all the love and laughter that we share together. Today I'm going to be reading just two, okay? Emails that I received in my inbox from some of your cousins out here who have real 90-day fiancé issues or lives. You know, not only do I receive emails from the cast of 90-Day Fiancé, some of the family and friends, but I also receive it from you all. And so today I'm going to be reading their emails, and I'm hoping that you all can stay with me and stay tuned. And I'm going to be giving out advice. Most of the time I do this, it is very private. But at this time, I just kind of want to share. And some of the names are going to be changed in order to protect their identity. So bear with me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead on and start reading our first 90-Day Fiancé. Auntie, I need your advice. Okay, let's go. So, hi Auntie. Before continuing, I have to say that I love your channel and your videos. For a while, watching your YouTube channel was the only way I could know what had been happening in 90-Day Fiancé, and I'd like to thank you for that. Please don't ever stop posting your contents. In your live stream tonight, you asked if I'd be willing to share my story, and after discussing it with my partner, we were more than happy to, especially if it makes others in our situation feel a little less alone. We are currently a cross-continental couple with a child. My partner is an American citizen and I am a British citizen, and my partner is the biological father of my child. Okay, congratulations on your little baby, little bonbon, little bonbon out the oven now. Congratulations. I am physically disabled. I have EDS, chronic fatigue syndrome, and fibromyalgia, and I am a writer student. I have a few things published, and I make YouTube videos in my spare time for fun. Okay. We met a few years ago, nearly 4 years ago to be precise, through video games. We are both big gamers, and we met because of it. At the time, I was in an abusive relationship, and he supported me through it. After I finally managed to get out of that situation, we remained friends for a long time, and that slowly grew to being something more. But of course, we didn't want to rush into things in case we didn't feel the same way in person. Oh, okay, so he helped you online? Okay. So we arranged to meet in London, and I tell you now, it was like I had a piece of myself missing, and I never known it had been missing until I met him in person, and he was the other half that made me whole. And when we had to depart a week later, there were tears, a lot of tears. So we started dating, and everything was great. Okay, so far so good. Then a year later, except for one thing. Now, you know that another person cannot make you whole. You are already whole and complete, 100% put together when God created you in your mother's womb. And another person does not complete you. You complete yourself. You're already complete. I know what you probably been by, but I don't want you to think for 1 second that another person that comes into your life is ever going to complete you. What they can do is to fulfill a purpose, a God-given purpose for your life. One of those purposes was having your child, but they can never ever complete you. Okay? You know your auntie. I'm gonna give you some advice now. Okay. Then a year later, on my birthday, I found out I was pregnant, which was one hell of a shock and to start with, because I've been told I'd never have kids. So both of us were absolutely God-smacked. We couldn't believe it. And due to what the doctors had said, we agreed that it could be my only chance of ever having children. So I went through with the pregnancy. Why wouldn't you go through with the pregnancy? You grown. Okay. During the time I was pregnant, my partner was only able to be with me for a total of 3.5 months between my university and him working. So he was only able to feel our son kick days before his birth. It was one of the hardest times of both of our lives because I was in and out of the hospital with varying problems, and he couldn't be there though he wanted to be. He struggled sleeping at night due to worry, and when he managed to get over to the UK for our son's birth, it was such a relief. The day he was born, and for 3 weeks after, my partner couldn't put him down or stop looking at him. We lay in bed, both gazing down and cuddling our little bundle of joy. But he was only able to stay for a month before he had to go back to the US and go back to work. Whenever we had to separate before, it'd been devastating on both sides. My partner would often get an upset stomach and feel unwell, while I'd be unable to stop myself from crying. When he had to go home after the birth of our son, all I can say is that I've never seen him that way before then. But it has been made worse by other people. Before my son was born, several people questioned the paternity of my child. Some believing that he couldn't possibly have been my partner because we weren't together long enough to conceive a child. You about to get to halfway side-eye. Okay. I know it's a daft concept and that I must have been cheating on him, which I never done. After my son was born, we had to have a DNA test with my partner being Native American so that he could be enrolled in the tribe as it was. Not that it was really needed. My son is the splitting image of him, but I was glad to have done so that I could lay those lies to rest. So your son had to be DNA tested in order to be in a tribe because your husband is your fiance is Native American. He passed the DNA test. Did the DNA test reveal that he was indeed the father? I mean, I'm not saying that he's not. I'm saying that you said that people questioned that. So did you get that part done too? Girl. Over the past year since my son was born, we have traveled to see one another as often as humanly possible so that we can be together as a family. But it's been so hard with finances and my partner working and myself going to school. Trying to raise our son on my own has been difficult, especially with my disabilities. But I've coped, and he's such a happy little mommy's boy. It's heartbreaking whenever I'm in England and my partner can only see our child through Skype, and I know it hurts for my partner too, knowing that he can't hold his son or play with him for 3 to 6 months at a time, which is why I'm trying to transfer my studies or somehow get my visa to live in America. I'm hoping I've covered enough in this email for you to share our story to maybe make someone else or even myself feel a little less alone when you're in a situation like this. It can be so devastating, isolating, and painful sometimes, especially when you're watching a family play in the park and you can't be with the father of your child because he lives on the opposite side of the world, or when you have to depart yet again, knowing that you won't see the other half that makes you whole for several months. If you'd like any more information or any other questions, please feel free to send me a message. Thank you and have a good night. Okay, sweetie, thank you so much for sharing your story with me. There's a couple of things that has me kind of, I'm sitting on edge. Number one, if you all have been together and you said that you're trying to get your visa to come to America, I don't understand why you can't. If you all think that you're in love and everything is copacetic, go ahead on and move. I don't see what's stopping you other than, like you said, you're not always feeling well, and you got your little baby, and I know it's hard to up and move, but at this point you don't have anything to lose. If he's here in America and he has a good stable job and he's ready to marry you, then absolutely come to America, get your visa, do what you got to do. It doesn't seem like there's any foul play that's going on here. And I know that long distance affairs and relationships and stuff like that, and when I say affairs, I don't mean you having an affair. Long distance relationships and stuff like that are hard. You have to think that there are many American people and people all over this world, basically. I don't even want to make it an American thing. But there are people all over this world who have family members who live overseas and who are in the military, and they are serving their country, and it causes their families to be separated. You are not alone. And so what you probably need to do is maybe look at one of those groups or something. Find a group that you can be a part of women and of men who are who have a significant other who lives in another country or who is on active duty, and go to those support groups. No, he's not active duty or anything like that, but I'm sure that there's some support groups that would help you. And even with the different things that you're suffering with in your physical body, maybe those you could find a support group that will help you not only with that, but that will help you raise your baby alone. I know that that's hard. I've raised my daughter, so but you seem to be like really lonely. I'm also kind of conflicted about the community that you live in and your family and friends, and why they would think that, they would question the paternity of your baby. Like, I mean, you said that you were having an affair, but you need to explain that a little bit, because I don't understand, if you weren't having another affair, an affair with someone, or you weren't in a relationship with anybody, then why did they think that, that the paternity could be questioned? And then, with the tribe and everything, I don't understand. Excuse me, I'm not tired, I'm just yawning. And then even with the paternity of the baby, and having to take a DNA test, I don't know, it just seems like it's a little bit something more to it. Maybe it's not. But something just don't feel right. I don't know if you were in a relationship. As a single woman, you have an opportunity to be in any kind of relationship you want to be. And don't think that your auntie is judging you. I just know how it's going to sound when your cousins come out here and they hear this story. They're going to be people who are going to question the paternity and question whether or not you were already in a relationship with somebody else. So you know what, auntie going to hit on to that before somebody else does. Because the last thing I want you to do is share your story and then get ridiculed and torn down and stuff. This YouTube channel is not only for the subscribers that are here, your cousins, but it's also going to be out here on YT, and people are going to be curious and making comments, and they may not even be part of the family, and that's okay. So just know that people are going to be questioning, was there some questionable behavior that was going on in your life And that is why people said, oh, okay, well, she was just dating Johnny, and now she's dating this guy that came in for a week and a half, and all of a sudden now she's pregnant. So just know that those questions are going to come. I say, hey, look, if he is engaged to you, he has put a ring on your finger, and he has asked you to marry him, then what you all need to be doing, if this is something that's going to work out for your family and for your child, move to the United States of America and be with your boo. It's not like you're trying to get over here for some visa or something like that. But I would say when you come over here, make sure that you sat. So even if you have to push that time back in, make sure you get your education. Make sure that when you come to the United States that you're able to stand up on your own 2 feet. You don't know a person until you live with them. Love is one of those kinds of things, you know, especially long distance love, where you don't really know what you're getting into until you step your foot up on that soil and move your butt up in that house. And then that's when you'll find out the true identity and the true connection that you have with this particular person. I pray that everything works out for you. But I'm just telling you as an auntie, you never know somebody until you live with them. Good luck, sweetie, and thank you so much for being one of my wonderful, faithful nieces. I'm just hoping everything works out for you. And you know what? If you want to write back and you want to clear up some of that stuff, feel free to do so. I just know how people are out here on the YT. So, you know, your auntie want to just go ahead and ask the question about, you know, the possible paternity scandal, so that, you know, when other people come out here, it won't hurt you, because I don't want my boo-boo hurt. You my boo-boo, I love you. Okay, so our next one is let's see. Okay, so hi, Auntie. First, I want to say what a pleasure it is for me to have found your channel. You have me cracking up and say out loud most of what I'm thinking when it comes to these ridiculous 90-day fiance couples. Thank you, Belle. Okay, now on to the reason I reached out. I have an actual 90-day fiance. We are beginning the process of getting a fiance visa. A little background. He is 28 years old. Okay, he's from Guyana. A Guyanian man. I am 31. And we met in Doha, Qatar, when we were both working there. He has a great sense of humor. He's kind. He's not afraid to apologize or right his wrongs. And he is protective and loving towards me. And he is fine. Okay. You go ahead, girl. Next time, send me a picture. Bloop. Okay. Even though it was illegal in the Middle East, we lived together for about 8 or 9. Girl. Even though it was illegal in the Middle East, we lived together for about 8 or 9 months until our contracts were done, and I returned to the USA, and he went back to Ghana. I am flying out to see him and meet his family in Ghana and staying for a week. My issues: number one, his family is very kind, and his aunt has requested that we stay in one of her homes in the capital city while I'm there. I am nervous because I feel like this is disrespectful. He is not my husband. Boo, he wasn't your husband when y'all was living together for 8 or 9 months. He wasn't your husband then. I ain't getting this. You know your auntie ain't getting this. He was your husband when y'all was living together for 8 or 9 months. You said you knew that it was illegal, but still and yet you did that. But now when the aunt telling you to come and stay in the home where you can be even more protected underneath the roof, you gonna sit up here and talk about something I think is disrespectful. It wasn't disrespectful when y'all was living together up underneath somebody else's roof. And girl, you better go ahead on with this stuff. He is not my husband yet, and I can't deny him the good. Seriously, I've tried. Because of the language barrier, he had to voice my refusal, and now I'm afraid I seem like I said it because I'm too good to stay in her home and prefer a hotel. Yeah, because it's like the pot calling the kettle black. I mean, it's like, it's good enough to sin illegally up underneath a hotel's roof. But it's not good enough for you to stay illegally up underneath the aunt's roof. I don't understand what the proximity of or what roof you laying under. Now, I can see if you had all these Christian beliefs and stuff like that, and you believe that premarital sex was wrong, then I could see if you said that. But that possibly could not be your dilemma because you lived with him for 8 to 9 months up underneath the roof of a hotel. So that's not the issue. So it's not religion that's the issue. I don't understand what it is. If the aunt is saying, hey, this is cool, then it's cool. I mean, it's not like you going over to, like Nicole and Ozon, and you going into the aunt's house where she is a devout religious woman, and, and that's disrespectful. But I haven't heard, anything to me that says, I'm a devout Christian and I believe that this is wrong for me to do. But I'm going to keep on reading your story, boo, okay? She has been insisting I call her, and I don't know how else to say no without upsetting her. Then you need to be saying yes. She runs the family and the family business and help raise my fiance. Am I wrong for refusing based on social rules we may not share? You don't share no social rules. I don't understand where the social rules came from. You just told me that y'all live together. Girl, stop playing. You didn't answer your own question. That social rules meant nothing to you. You can't live under the letter of the law and then expect to, now you be living under grace and under mercy. Come on now. Don't do that to Auntie. Don't do that to Auntie. You know good and daggone well that it is not all of that. You having premarital sex with the man. You done live with him for 8 to 9 months, and then you gonna write Auntie and say, Auntie, am I wrong for not staying at the aunt house? It's got to be something else. Look, to thine own self be true. Auntie come out here and say that all the time. You have to be true to yourself. You know good and daggone well that it's another reason why you're not staying with the aunt. That's what I'm reading. And if I was the aunt, I would be, furious with you, and I would be hurt, and I would feel like your refusal is disrespectful. And then, as a woman, you saying that there's a language barrier. You can break any barrier that you need to talk to that aunt and let that aunt know what the reason. If the house is all hooked up and jacked up, and I ain't got no doors on it and stuff like that, then if that's uncomfortable for you to live in, there's a way to graciously say that this is uncomfortable living conditions for me, and this is not something that I'm used to and something that I'm willing to do. But don't do this. Don't go to, oh, this is just not right, and I can't do this because no, don't do that. That's so unfair, and it's just not being genuine. To your own self, be true. Whether or not the aunt get hurt or not, tell her the truth about the situation. I don't want to stay in your home. It's below my living standards, and it's okay. I'll come over there and visit with you as much as possible. But for me, I like to stay in the soft bed, and I like to have running water, and I'm not saying she doesn't have that. I'm just saying whatever the hang up is that you really got, because there's another hang up, then you really need to communicate that to the aunt. I think it's fair. This is going to be your family. This is going to be your family. Be honest about it. Okay? All right, number 2. My family is not very kind. No one in my family is coming to my wedding but my mother. She is very happy and has grown to love him. I have a small family, and they are not supportive of anything. I was the first and only person to graduate with both my bachelor's and master's degree in my family, and no one came to my graduations. I normally don't feel emotional about it, but he is so excited to wedding plan, and he has already had our traditional wedding dresses made, and I'm kind of sad that he will also experience the absence of having people to share our joy with. I've discussed with him, and he has begun to contact long lost uncles and cousins here in the States to gather up a wedding party and to make me feel better. It actually makes me feel worse. I don't know what's going on in your family, but I know that, oftentimes we are estranged from our family. Um, and what the thing about it is, family is not somebody you pick, it's somebody that God has given to you to grow you up and to teach you lessons in life. I don't know why your family won't support you. And that's really disheartening, and I feel your pain. Your mom is going to be there, and that's fantastic that your mom is going to be there. But you know what? I'm sure that you have family, and that you have friends who you call your family, because no man is an island unto himself. So you know what? Sometimes your friends can be your family. You got cousins and nieces and nephews out here on the YT that I'm sure that you're talking to. Or at least I hope you are, because this is a family channel and everybody talk to everybody. Hell, I be out here doing reviews. Don't nobody be listening to me. Everybody be talking in the comment section. So, but you know what? I'm sure that you have a couple of friends and family, extended family, who will be more than happy to come to the wedding and share in your joy. Auntie will come and share in your joy. I've never been to Ghana, and I would absolutely love to go to Ghana and share in your wedding with you. So you just let me know. Send me a save the date, and Auntie will make every arrangement that she can in order to be at your wedding. As for the wedding dress and him being sad and stuff, he can only be as sad as you are. And so what you need to do is just be looking at this more optimistic and learn how to enjoy all the good and the bad things in life. Everything isn't going to be peachy keen. It's not going to work out the way that we want it to work out. And we're not going to always have people that's going to support us. I came out here the other day and I made a video about that. And so we're just not going to always have people to support you. But you know what? You got the love of this man. And you know what? That's enough. And you got the love of your mother. You only get one of those. So you know what? Celebrate yourself. Learn how to celebrate yourself and celebrate your fiance. Be happy at this time period. Stop carrying those dead weight family members along with you. They don't care nothing about your happiness. They didn't even come to your graduations. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes family can be so jealous, and friends can be so jealous of you. And you know what? And you find yourself being estranged, and you haven't talked to them in eons and stuff like that. It's okay. It's okay to let people go. It's okay to live your life, the best life that you can. But don't drag your fiance down into all of this. Girl, go ahead and be happy. Get that daggone wedding dress. Get yourself prepared. Do whatever you need to do. Whatever you can control. Whatever you... Girl, live your life. Leave them people behind. And you know what? If you learn how to leave those people behind and be gracious and thankful for where God has put you right now, all the rest of that stuff, it will be nothing. I can't even believe that you even spending one day worrying about all of that kind of stuff. You can't worry about it. You know that they're not going to celebrate you. Get over it and move on. I'm telling you. And don't sit up there and worry about it, because you know what? Worrying and being in unforgiveness is just like you taking poison and expecting them to die. Live your best life. You are right now getting ready to be connected to the man of your dreams. And you know what? Continue to dream. Continue to have visions and expectations, high expectations for all the things that God is going to do in your life and all the things he is doing. Looking back in the past and regretting things and holding on to stuff only robs you and steals your joy from you. It ain't even worth it in the end, because guess what? Them people don't give a rat's ass about you. But it's time for you to care about yourself and care about that man. I'm trying to tell you, boo, live your best life. And you go ahead on and stay with that aunt and stop faking. You stop that faking. Either you going to stay with the aunt or you not. But you know what? Whatever you decide to do, I support you in whatever you decide to do. Because it's your life to live. You can't live your life based on what other people want you to do and don't want you to do. I'm telling you right now, if I live my life based on other people, I wouldn't have ever started this channel. I would never have done it. I would just be sitting at home twiddling my fingers. I would never have met you or any of my other beautiful nieces and nephews out here on this YT. So you know what? Make this the best year of your life. 2018, make it the best years of your life. Both of you all. Thank y'all so much for writing in. And look, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead on and click that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that blue bell so that when I become live out here with a video, you will know and you'll be up in front of whatever. But anyway, y'all have a great night, and I hope that my answers have helped you all. I hope that nothing I said offended you either, because know that I love you to pieces. Good night, y'all. Thank you, ladies.